Welcome back to session 6. We believe in Jesus who will return. The creed says he shall come again with glory to judge the living and the dead. And there's a number of challenging things in here which are seriously challenging. They're seriously challenging because, first of all, we say, well, it's 2,000 years and he hasn't come back. Is he going to? Or is that just something that is wishful thinking? And the second thing is, if he does come back and he judges, how secure are you and I? And how secure are we about those we love who maybe have not acknowledged Jesus as Saviour? It's a big, big challenge. It really, really causes Christians to wrestle with it. And don't be afraid at the start of this to acknowledge that. The creed affirms that Jesus will come back, the second coming. It affirms that he will come, firstly, in glory. In other words, he won't be born in a stable this time. He won't be born in obscurity. How it will happen, I don't know. Some people go, well, if he's born in one place, the whole world will know about it through the internet. I don't think it's going to be down to if you've got Wi-Fi, you'll know Jesus has returned, but if you ain't got Wi-Fi, sorry, mate. I think it's the fact that Jesus will return and the whole world will know it. The whole glory of God will be seen. You know, this God who, well, he's bigger than the distance to the furthest star. Him doing that around the whole world is not really a bit of a problem, is it really? It is a sense that Jesus' glory will be there. The second thing is he will come. It's promised there. Jesus said that he would. The angels who were there in Acts chapter 1 said this Jesus who you've seen going will return in the same way. There is this promise, and God always keeps his promises. He never fails. And then there is this thing about judging. Now let's just be clear about something on judging, because sometimes people say, oh, you're judging me. We have a bit of an issue about this because our issue is that we get caught up with the word judge. You know, we make judgments every moment of every day. When you're driving your car, you make judgments about the car in front, about the gap you're going through, about all the decisions you're taking. You are making judgments. If you're in any form of job which requires you to manage people, you have to make judgments. You make judgments about the people that work for you, and you have to review them. You have to ask questions. There are times if you're training somebody that you have to do some form of judgment and say to them, look, you need to think about this. You need to make those steps and change in that way if you're going to fulfill your potential. That's judgments. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about the judgment that says that a person's soul and spirit, God will judge, and he will decide their eternal destiny. Now, what that means, I don't know. And let's just get a couple of things straight on that. Firstly, you and I have no right to judge on that basis. We have no right to judge people's eternal destination. And Jesus was very firm. He said, don't judge or you will be judged. He's referring to that, not the judgments that we make in day-to-day life. So let's be clear about that. Secondly, I'm very glad I'm not judging because I'd get it wrong. It can only be judged from perfection. And the third thing to say is, I'm very glad that the Bible is very clear that it's God who does the judging, not you and I. And it's incredibly impertinent when people start talking about the judgment of others and say, well, they're going to hell or they're going to heaven. I believe there are people that I truly believe are going to heaven, but that's God's decision, not mine. So let's get this clear. What we're talking about in this session is, first of all, a Saviour who will return in glory. We're talking about a Saviour who will return because he's promised to, and God keeps his promises. And this is someone who in love and mercy, but in justice and in honesty and reality, will judge the living and the dead and their destiny for eternity.